We are back in with another edition of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics, and this time we have Coach Justin Bowen and the three-point assassin, Madison Shaw, in with him. Coach, first of all, how have you been? I know with weather and tournaments and everything and holidays, we've not got to catch up as much as possible, but we're here today. How's things been going since we've been checked in with you last time?
Yeah, everything's been obviously still real busy. We've gotten a little bit of off time, especially this week. I feel like we're back in football season. We haven't played since last Friday, so we've been off for kind of a week, just practicing and working on us. So, still been pretty busy. We've been doing pretty well. We're 17-4 right now. Played some really good competition down the stretch the last several games, and we're excited about playing tonight in the county tournament.
You did have one of your players not only receive an offer but commit to Shelton State. That being Layla Davis. Talk about that and Coach Madonna reaching out and being able to watch and feature your girls. We've seen her at a game earlier this year, but how special that is. They're number one JUCO around.
Yeah, ever since she got here, Layla kind of made it known that, she wanted to go play college basketball, and she's worked really hard. And this summer, there were some things that she needed to work on to give herself that opportunity, and she did that. And I think Shelton was one of the places she really, really wanted to go. I think she really loves their coach. She's been there several times from some camps and different things like that. And I think it's a really good fit for her. I think that they recruited her really hard. They were at several games. Madonna came to a game, and then they had their assistants come to several games. And so they really showed interest and built a relationship with her. And I think she's really excited about having that opportunity to go and play. That's
very special to have that opportunity for her and these young ladies here on your squad to get seen by these players, because anytime you have one player go, they get to see multiple players. And speaking of which, this one right here is very complimentary to all these other girls you have on your team. Madison Shaw, she does so many good things for you guys, right? Great shooter, great defender, always seems to have a positive attitude. Talk about how special she is and to be a part of this team.
Yeah, Madison is pretty solid every game as far as shooting. She's got her spots on the floor. I'll let people that listen to this find out by film if they want to, but she's got spots on the floor that she can hit just about every shot from. I mean, she's a high percentage shooter. We know that she's going to give us a chance to win by hitting shots, and she has some other things to her game, other than just shooting from the outside that she's, added to the arsenal a little bit. So she does a lot of things well for us, especially on the offensive end, but I think this year she's grown a lot defensively. I think last year that was something she needed to work on, and I think this year she's kind of sold out to playing more, to playing harder and just more technically sound on the defensive end, which has helped her, in a lot of different ways. So she's just a really solid player for us, and is a huge reason that we're where we are, because we have her, Layla, and Grace Ann are usually in double digits every night for the most part, and so when you have three players like that can score and do different things, it's tough to stop.
Let's talk to Madison for just a second. First of all, thanks for coming on with us. Second thing is, when you hear Coach talk to you in those terms about the hard work and stuff you've had put in to get better as a defender and be a better teammate overall, how does that make you feel hearing your head coach speak about you in those terms?
It makes me feel pretty good. I'm glad that it's known that, or it's seen that I can contribute more than just off the offensive side, now to the defensive side. And I don't know. I don't know. It just makes me feel good. I mean, I'm just glad that I can help contribute and give my team the best chance of winning.
Now, you're here playing for a team that's been on a special run. You beat the 5A defending state champs last year at regionals, had that big regional win, played A-Rad down to the wire, very tough game there. You was inches away from going to the Final Four. Then you turn around and pretty much dominating this season already. So a special time to be here at Southside. What's that run been like for you through your eyes? Growing up with a lot of these girls, being friends with a lot of these girls off the court, but being in the middle of this run here at Southside.
It's very special to me because our freshman, sophomore year, obviously we just weren't very good. We were all young, underexperienced. And So coming from winning 5 games our sophomore year to making the big turnaround we did to make it to the Elite Eight was insane to me, and it was so fun. And now we're hoping to go even farther this year. We've all really locked in, I feel like, and we're all so close. And I think our relationship really helps us on the court, and we all want the same end goal. So I'm just hoping that we can pull it out.
You know, you being from around here and you seeing girls in front of you like Lauren Hunt or Macy Williams and some of those were probably stars in your eyes when you were coming up and younger. Well, now you're that to some of these other younger girls. How does that feel, or have you even thought about that before?
I mean, I've thought about it some, but I mean, I guess I just don't look at it as much as I guess I should, because our youth, we have a big part in our youth and making sure like they see what we do in our program and stuff like that. So it is pretty cool to think that I'm being watched by younger girls, and hopefully they can be in my shoes one day.
That's awesome. Also, you guys are on the eve of the county tournament. You guys actually played today. Well, by the time this video comes out, you'll probably have already played, but talk about that opportunity. You know, every game matters, but this tournament is very special to the schools and parents in this county. The Etowah County Tournament is huge here in this county, and a lot of eyeballs outside of this county watch this tournament. But on the eve of it, what's your perspective of it? I mean, do you like this county tournament? I know you got bigger fish to fry later on this year, but obviously it's the most important game because it's the next game.
This tournament really like solidifies obviously everybody in the county, and like you said, surrounding counties. Well, we've only won it once in Southside history, and so if we win it this year, which hopefully we should, it'll be only the second time we've ever done it. So we're just making history like we have been and we did last year. So I'm just looking forward to solidifying this and then going on to making even more history.
Now, last year you guys played Sardis, and there was standing room, literally. People standing all around. The people who haven't seen this tournament, describe the crowd and atmosphere because the entire county comes and watches you guys play.
Oh yeah, there's no room for, like, there's people literally everywhere and from all over too. So it's pretty cool to see that, because I mean, from last year, I've never been to JSU before. Obviously, we made our run, and that was definitely the biggest crowd I had compared to JSU.
No doubt. The atmosphere is unbelievable there at JSU as well. I've got to ask something, because I've had people mention this to me about 50 times. When you shoot with your nails, how does that work? And I'm sure you've been asked that 100 times. I remember last year at Cherokee County.
It's a unique sound that comes off.
I remember at Cherokee County, I was sitting with some Cherokee County fans, and they were like, "This girl is destroying us." You remember the game at Cherokee County last year when you're sitting on this?
I can't ever forget that.
They said, and the people I was sitting around was like, "There's no way you can tell me that she's hitting these threes with these nails. Like, if you told me she's shooting and hitting these threes, I wouldn't believe you unless I seen it live."
Every time I see them walk in the floor, like walk in the gym with them new set of nails, I kind of am like, oh my God. But then, like, they play like that. It's interesting to see them like come in all dolled up and stuff, and then just wreak havoc on people.
I've got to hear it. So, does it affect it at all?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I get them.
It actually helps.
No, it helps. That's why I didn't have nails before the season started, and I made sure that I was going to have nails, because last season, obviously, it's just the spin on the ball, because they're longer when you have nails, so it makes the ball rotate better.
You know, I've never thought about that.
Boys walking around.
Yeah,
in the county.
They're gonna have like 3 nails. But so all right, we got to talk through this because everybody's gonna know this. So when you release, obviously, I mean, you can hear it on guys sometimes if their nails are a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. You actually look forward to the release with the nails, and it helps with the rotation.
It does, 100%.
How did you come across that? Just you had them on one day shooting, or forgot to, how did that happen?
Honestly, last year we had obviously our Christmas dance, and that was like during basketball season, and I had nails on, and ever since then, I don't know, I just like have to have nails. You
went to practice with them.
And I don't break them either.
There are multiple of our girls that will play with their nails like that.
That's incredible. I'm fixing to make a story on just that. I'm going to take a picture. Is your nails look okay? I can get a picture of them? Okay, perfect. I'm going to get a picture, and then we're going to make a post about just the nails. All right. So before we hand it back to Coach, I got a few more questions for him. Just your thoughts on this season right here. You're a really big, intricate part of this team. In your mind, what do you girls have to do to take, because I know what your end goal is. What do you girls have to do individually for yourself and your teammates to make those dreams come true?
I think we all need to just come together and play for like one whole team and not just like something I have to work on is not getting frustrated with myself and then that putting a damper on our team. Like I have to find a way to do something else to help contribute if I'm not contributing scoring wise. I think everybody needs to do a better job at playing for one sole purpose, even though your game might be not on at that time. But I don't know. We just all need to make sure we come together and stay positive and have great energy.
Love it. Coach, a few more questions for you, and I'll let you guys get back to school because I know you're really excited about doing that. Coach, this county tournament does mean something to you. You guys were very close last year, and she mentioned it earlier. It's going to mean something to your girls to play well in this tournament. What's got to happen? Because here it's a different scenario this time. You guys are definitely circled as the heavy favorite. Yeah. We can't say this with Madison here, but if they were Vegas betting odds, you guys would be a heavy favorite. But you don't shy away from that. Yeah. You kind of want that smoke, so to speak. Yeah. But from a coaching standpoint, talk about it.
Yeah, she mentioned it. Kind of the thing that I've been kind of leaning on to help keep us motivated is just the fact that, regardless of Southside being like the biggest school and this and that in the county, like there's Hoax Bluff and Glencoe for the most part, and then recent years Sardis have kind of ran this tournament since its start. So I was looking at like the past winners, and Southside has only won it one time in school history, ever.
That's incredible.
And so we're not going to take it lightly. I think people make it out to be a little bit bigger deal than it should be. The county tournament around here, but what we've talked about last couple of days is like we're playing for a championship. Like there's something on the line, and I try to make them realize like every time we play, something's on the line. Like that team you're playing wants something that you have, which is a win, or and there's going to be a win and a loss every single time. And so the past we've done we've had a lot of really tough, hard practices where we're going against each other. And I thought that was something I pointed out the other day is like, I feel like just because of our depth, I feel like some of the competition we play in practice is as good as we're going to see through a lot of the teams that we play. When I mixed, our 10, 11 girls together in different teams, like that's pretty good. Like it's some knockdown dragouts at practice. And that's what they have to get to is, regardless of who we're playing or whatever, like there's something on the line. And this county tournament, there's something a little bit more on the line. You're playing for a championship. You're playing for a trophy. You're playing for a little like street cred around here. You know what I mean? Because the boys and girls talk about it like they know everybody. It's kind of different. When I was growing up in Calhoun County, like you didn't hang out with anybody from any other schools. Like I'm from Alexandria, I'll hang out with my boys and that's it. Like we ain't gonna go run across the street or across the county or something. Like we're gonna hang out in Alexandria and that's it. But they all kind of know each other. They kind of run around with each other. They talk and stuff. And so it's fun to kind of have that one over on them for a year at least. When you can say you beat them or you've won the county or whatever. And so I'm excited for our varsity girls. I'm excited for our JV girls because they're in the championship as well. And it's just creating that winning mindset and just that competitiveness and that drive is important.
Coach, when you got here, did you envision you could make or break a team's season by defeating you? You ever thought about that? In other words, like if a team's having a down year and they're like, well, we beat Southside, like they can hang their hat on that. Did you ever envision getting your program to this point?
Yeah, that's what we talked about at the beginning of the year was the fact that we weren't going to sneak up on anybody. Because I think last year there was really not much respect for us until we even beat Gunnersville. So I told them look, this year you're the team that's going to be circled. You're the one people are going to be talking about. You're the one that people are going to be looking who you played, how you've done. So it's pretty awesome that we've gotten to that point. And I think that helps us. I think it helps us not get satisfied. Knowing that people are out to get us, that people, it would make, like tonight, Hoax Bluff or Sardis or whoever we play, like a lot of these teams, like, they would be ecstatic to be able to knock us off and beat us. So it's nice to be in that spot, but I think once again, it helps us. It helps our girls stay locked in knowing that, they can't take anybody for granted.
One more question for you before we shut it down. This tournament does provide, as she mentioned, the environment you need to get ready for JSU with the crowd being rabid, people texting and messaging, and the parents so involved. How important is it for them to perform well in this tournament to get them ready for the area and sub-regionals?
Yeah, one thing that we mentioned is just going into this tournament, it's not a secret. Like we're favored just because of the depth we have, the seniors that we have coming back, and we've played most of these teams already, and it is what it is. But being able to go out there and not just win, but like we want to dominate the game and play crisp and clean basketball. Like we're to the point in the season now where like we want to be cleaning up these mistakes and these things that we're doing in the game early in the year. We just want to play clean basketball, and whatever the score may be at the end, that is what it is. But we just want to play clean basketball. We want to clean up some of the things that we need to get to where we need to be at the end. And then, like you're saying, with the crowd and the environment and stuff, it adds pressure. I don't care what anybody says. Like, it's going to add tonight. We play at 3:30. There's probably not going to be a lot of people there, but there's something on the line. Like, you're moving on to the championship game, so like they're going to feel some pressure. And so I think that's something that Coach Holderfield, I think, mentioned it. It's like it adds a little bit of value playing in something like this because of the pressure, the added pressure in the environment, stuff like that something's on the line. And like if you drop the game tonight, you don't get to play tomorrow in the championship game. And that's kind of like the end of the year. You drop a sub-regional game or you drop the regional tournament game, you're done. The season's over as quick as it began. And so, that's something that's beneficial for playing in tournaments like these.
Coach, the old saying, pressure busts pipes, but it can make diamonds.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's when you want to put them in a pressure cooker as much as possible.
Yep.
Coach, we appreciate you and Madison Shaw, who is the first person I've ever met to wear the Bret Hart Nikes she had on.
My nails.
We're about to do a feature on your nails as soon as we stop this video. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back here next week with Keeping Up with Southside Athletics.